All right, good morning, guys. How are you doing? So it's Monday and another week. So I've been keeping up with these morning drawing sessions for 2 weeks now. It's going really good, and I'm just gonna continue it. And now I'm gonna be using Croquis Cafe, like I always do. It's a really nice resource for artists on YouTube, and this will be session number 120. So you can go into YouTube and find it if you want to. And without saying any more, I'm just gonna get started. So we're gonna do some 1 minute. So I'm just gonna start by writing 1 minute up here, and maybe I should pause it real fast. And new layer. Yeah, and then I'm just starting. Kind of just trying to get the gesture. Yeah, I don't know. It's just warming up here. It's a little. Everything is harder on a Monday morning, I must say. Just kind of checking that I got the angles correct, like of the hips and the shoulders. Okay, next one. This is a really cool model. It's some really dynamic poses, which try and go in a little bit with some shading. Don't really have time for doing a proper job, but it's always kind of can help quite a lot, just especially with the quick ones, just kind of get a little bit of understanding to the shape. A lot of times what I also find is I think this one is a really good model. It's some really good poses, like super dynamic and super interesting, and just but a lot of times with the really good models and the really nice poses, it can be so hard to draw. So even though the model is amazing, like your drawings just turning out terrible, but I think that's also, it's a good thing. It's like it's really pushing you to the extremes of. I think also it's really where you're trying to fight and get the best out of it. That's really where you are progressing the most. I mean, in the end, it's all about having fun, enjoying what you're doing, and yeah. But yeah, I almost wish that these was 2 minutes. It's so good poses. It's just so little time to do them in. This one did get a little bit messy. So I think that was it for the 1 minute. So now we're jumping on to 2 minutes. Oh man, that was some really hard poses, but yeah, it's just super fun. Just change this to 2 minutes. Then new layer. Alright, sip of coffee. It's actually already turned out quite nicely. It's a nice shape. So I'm gonna try and do a little bit of shading on it. Still have a few more seconds, so Alright, next one. really nice with that long back. You got here the shape. Try and get the shoulders in there. Plant the arm right on the ground here. A lot of times that can be really hard because then you also start dealing a little bit with perspective. If you don't plant the hand the correct place, you can really feel that it's off. Like also the knees, where the knees is touching the ground, where the feet here are touching the ground. And then compared to the hand here, it really means a lot if the model is placed on the ground or if she's just kind of flying around in the air. And it's these small subtle things that can be really hard. If you just kind of get them a few millimeters wrong, it feels wrong. Sometimes I mess up the shading here. Yeah, can be a bit hard to. Alright. Next one. It's also hard not to be too critical on yourself. I find that's like one of the things I have to fight the most, not actually trying to like the stuff that I'm doing. But I think it's also, you kind of need a balance of like not loving your own art too much and also not hating too much on it either. Kind of find a good productive balance. I mean, a lot of times once I look back at it, I'm like, yeah, it actually went pretty alright. There's no reason to feel so like self-deprecating while doing the process. But yeah, I don't know, it can be really hard. Try and do some shading on this one as well.
Steady fucking drinking shit.
Oh, time's up.
Sucks being up all night, knowing what you want to say, but can't find the words to express yourself, you know what I'm saying? This is what this one's
Alright, next one. Wow, this is an amazing pose.
You know it sucks when you can't write from your heart. When you're up until 3 a.m. looking for words in the dark, grabbing your head, drinking instead of hustling for that bread. This need to escape, playing a game of chance like roulette. Live with no regrets, give it your best instead of pleasing people. I started writing cause I just wanted to breathe a little. Give me my space, create a place to be myself. Take me away, I live and learn because knowledge is wealth. Picking up pennies, experience I've gained from the city. Yo, that's enough to spread some love and help the people with me. Do what you want, don't never let nobody tell you different.
Might have exaggerated her post quite a lot here, but it's also alright. It's might have to scale it down to fit it in.
All you have to do is be you.
That should be okay.
Lost in thought, got my mind rushing, pacing back and forth, just trying to create something. Wish that I could pick this pen up and draw this picture and become the person I see when I look in the mirror. Lost in thought, got my mind rushing, pacing back and forth, just trying to create something. Wish that I could pick this pen up and draw this picture and become the person I see when I look in the mirror. The more that I write, it's like I find out more about me. The more that I see, embracing every soul that I meet. From Colombia to Vegas, I love the places I've been. When I search for inspiration, you know I just look within. Spending these minutes, testing my limits, constructing sentences. Passing emotion, that's how you feel.
Try to do a little bit of shading.
All that I really search for. When opportunity shows itself, I walk through that open door. Embrace the change, always learn from mistakes. Open your heart to love, that's when potential awakes. In space, I'm daydreaming. Levitate through the ceiling. Clearing my mind so I can kick freestyles in the evening. Relieving stress that I gain throughout the day. Never lose motivation or focus on getting paid. Cause money ain't everything, just shit to keep us in line. Learn to love what's important, I guarantee you'll be fine.
Alright, I think that was the last of the 2 minutes.
Pacing back and forth, just trying to create something. Wish that I could pick this pen up and draw this picture and become the person I see when I look in the mirror. Lost in thought, got my mind rushing, pacing back and forth, just trying to create something. Wish that I could
actually just pause this real fast. I just want to clean this up just a tiny little bit. I don't know. I almost want to go back and spend some more time on just this pose here. I think it really... Alright, let me just continue though. Yeah. Okay. So the last one, the 5 minutes. I might extend this and take a little bit more time on it than 5 minutes. I'm not totally sure yet. Just gonna have a sip of coffee first, so. Maybe I should also just change this number up here to 5. Alright. And this is a quite nice pose. It's of course it's a little bit hard for you to see because it's so blurry, but she almost got like a ballet pose, like her feet are going the opposite direction. The hips are slightly angled. The shoulders are kind of going back a bit, so if we just put in real fast. So one foot is kind of pointing this way, the other foot is pointing this way. We've got one leg coming up like this and the other coming up like this. Kind of go into the hip area, and at this point I'm kind of thinking I need to hit the center of the paper. If I go much taller than that, I'm gonna lose the head of the model. I think even this might be a little bit too tall. I guess that should be down here for her to fit on the paper. And then the other leg coming up here, and there's a slight angle going down like this. I think that's really important to get in there and even exaggerate a little bit. So also at this point I have to worry about not getting the model too wide. It's that can be another problem. You always the height and the width of the model have to correspond to each other. I'm just kind of doing the middle line coming up here, so she is bending a little bit in her back. maybe try and get the kind of end of the pelvis. Probably got a better term. Curvature of the back here. This is actually almost straight, going straight up here. Because the ribs are coming in like this. And already now I can kind of see, compared to the legs, how long they are going here. The torso, I made it way too long. So I might just, looking at the leg, and just pull it down a bit. And then I kind of have to fit these things in again. It's just a little mistake. Blame it on the Monday. And got one arm which is sitting here, coming out. Shoulder, no, the elbow is about here. Then coming up into the shoulder. So it's a little hard to see, but I think it actually goes a little bit like this. So this angle and this angle, and then the head is pretty much straight on, just looking out here. And then, let me see, the navel is about here, breasts are going down, so around here. I'm just kind of marking everything in at the moment. Trying to make sure that everything is more or less in the right place. And I think the arm is a little bit hard because it is actually coming out a little bit towards us. Made it a little bit too long. Just clean this up a bit. So I'm both looking at my drawing and kind of evaluating how, if it feels right, if it's dynamic, and if it's interesting drawing, and kind of capture the feel of the pose and the model. And then I'm looking at the model at the same time, kind of making sure that that I actually try and see what's in front of me, and not just trying to make a beautiful drawing, but also kind of capture what is in front of me. The thing is, a lot of the really good masters, they can probably do the drawings without models, and it might be it's where you are kind of heading if you want to be a really good artist, but and it might be where you want to be, that you get such a great knowledge of anatomy that you don't really need to rely on. But I don't know if that's also the end goal. I think what is interesting is kind of being able to interpret what you see, and kind of, that's really where I feel the art is. So you can also see this drawing, I've been really analytical throughout drawing it, and kind of focusing, putting a little bit less heart into it and a little bit more brain. And I think that killed it a little bit. You can see that really quickly on a lot of drawings. where the person who drew it put the emphasis. If they were too analytical or not analytical enough, you need to find that sweet spot. And also, like I've been saying before, there's a few different ways of approach the drawings. Like you can go anatomical and kind of draw muscle and bones and being really focusing on that, or you can draw like almost a copy machine, trying to copy nature, copy what's in front of you. Or you can be like a caricature, trying to interpret nature, interpret what's in front of you. And there's these three modes of approaching drawing, and I think it's important to be aware of it, and you cannot really capture all three. Like you cannot do something anatomically correct and be a slave to the autonomy, and then still kind of caricature and kind of exaggerate what's in front of you. The same with I don't think you can be absolutely anatomically correct and still just kind of focus on the outline. Maybe you can. Or when I say the outline, I mean focus on what is in front of you and drawing exactly. Maybe all these can be married, but I think it's important that you don't try and hit all of these three in one drawings. If you can hit two of them or one of them, kind of make it feel anatomically correct, but still a little bit exaggerating the pose, and I think that's a really nice place to focus on. Alright, so I'm gonna go in with some shading now. I'm just gonna be really just blocking in where the light is falling. I think the breasts doesn't really work. I'm not totally sure. Maybe they need to be a bit further down, and maybe the torso is too small to really get them in there. Let me just remove this completely. Just try with the right pen. I think maybe I should make the torso a little bit longer. Let me scale the whole thing down a bit. Oh, maybe I should also get rid of the 5 minutes here. And just try pull it up. So about there. Does that feel right? I think I can make that work. I'm not... Yeah. I'm not really sure that this will fix my problems. Feels also like the whole upper body goes a little bit more. I need to put the arm here rather. A little bit further over. Yeah, move the whole head. This is also one of the beautiful things about digital drawing, that you can move stuff around like this. And is this cheating? It's one of those super interesting questions I find, where I don't know. I think as much liberties and stuff it gives you to fix stuff later on, it also put a lot of strain on you. That why didn't you fix it when you were able to? So yeah, I don't know. It's I think it's a good thing to be able to fix stuff. I think it makes you a better artist and it helps your artwork, so... Alright. So I think also I'm not gonna spend endless amount of time on this one. I think I'm gonna try and end it relatively soon. It's always one of those things you can really spend tons of time. And you should do every once in a while, just take something to the bank and just spend as much time as you need. But yeah, to be honest, I have to go to work. I don't think my colleagues will be understanding of my I think it's a bit weird that the head is, it doesn't really feel completely correct. It needs to be a little bit bigger, a little bit further down. Yeah, I think that's already a bit better. Alright, I think I better wrap this up. It was really fun to do though. I'm not sure it's one of my best masterpieces, but that's just how it is sometimes. and that's just me again being self-critical. I think maybe I can do a quick. I actually drawing on gray paper, so I can put in a few highlights that might help me a little bit. Alright, I think I need to wrap this up. Okay, well, this was it for me. It's a good start of the week. Hopefully I will be doing another live drawing session each day this morning, each morning this week. So so please feel free to stop by another time, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy it, and yeah. Yeah, I don't know if of course I try and show a little bit my thought process, and if you enjoy that, yeah, please feel free to slap a like on the video. I really appreciate that. And yeah, otherwise have a lovely Monday, and I hope to see you again sometime. All right. Bye, guys.